Ridge Holland and the WWE released. Now, very quickly, off the back, I'm not going to sit here and tear this man down. He is going to some shit, and this is a very, very personal story. However, this is
Yeah, let me just get my shit off because you know
Yeah.
more than this than I do. So
Yeah,
I
this
want
is
to
a
get mine out
learning
the way
moment.
so you can get your rant off. We can move on because to be honest with you, I just took me on a little bit of a roller coaster with the videos you sent me, and I'm
up
not
and
gonna
down.
lie, I feel a little annoyed by like my emotion toward it. So like I was watching them, and
My emotions.
I was sitting there watching the video, and
Right.
kind of as I was sitting there, like, man, I really like how he sat in front of the camera and just kind of gave it up. Because to be honest with you, if you read if you see the tweets that you saw,
Right.
it feels very much like what people tend to do is when they get released, and like we make fun of them all the time, like they go on there to bitch, right?
Right.
But then when he got in front of the camera, I felt like the tone was different. Like he wasn't, huh?
That's a G, really?
Oh, so I just right. Well, see, okay, time out. See, that's not fair because in hindsight, you know what's going on. I don't know what's going on when I'm seeing this for the first time. So when I watched it, I'm like, okay, he went on there to kind of explain himself. It's like, look, there's no smoke, there's no beef. I'm very happy, like, or not very happy, but like, I don't have any beef with them. It was like, I understand, blah blah blah. Some of my best times were there. So I'm like, all right, cool. He wasn't going on there bitching. If I think about the tweet again and how he was talking on the video,
right?
Maybe it came off weird, but he really just was kind of just expressing himself, and it came off as bitching. But he doesn't really feel that way. He knows he's got to do what he's got to do, yada yada. And then we talked. Then I got to the next one where you talk about the fucking GoFundMe. And that shit threw me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, once I heard this, I'm like, okay, now when I have an idea of you and it switches like so, when the perception of you from watching you changes so harshly like that, then I'm like, don't know what to do. Because they said that the GoFundMe was created, it was gaining some traction, and then he commented on it stating that he didn't know someone did this, then kind of made it sound like he didn't agree with it, and that he's going to stop people from funding it and donate the money because he didn't agree with it. Then said that, okay, wait, well, hold on. I kind of need this money, so I'm going to keep it for now. Hold on. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm going to think of it like a loan. I'm going to use it for now. Then when I get back on my feet, I'll redonate the amount that was given to me, like I said I was going to. It's like, dude, just say you have a GoFundMe. What's the problem? People were donating to it. Why are you acting like
thousands and thousands of dollars? Yeah.
Right, it's successful. Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's a hard time. I'm injured. Like, it means a lot to me. It knows I have people out there that support me. When I get better, I look forward to coming back and like making you guys proud that, you know, I'm going to come back and really earn my spot again. Like, why can't you just do that? Why did you fake and lie that you didn't fucking do the GoFundMe and then keep the money?
We still don't know for sure if he did do the GoFundMe. I'm not entirely sure he lied. I wouldn't go so far as to say that he lied about it, but
okay, I don't know anything about this. I'm going to tell you my perception. He fucking lied.
Okay, they got the vibe. You got the vibe.
hey, asshole! Why did you do that? You make me look like an idiot. This is my account number, but don't do that again.
Yeah, don't you ever donate thousands of dollars.
Not without my permission. Now take that 1,000 and put it over here because I got to pay my mortgage. But if you do that again, mister, all right? No, that's stupid. That he's aware. It's weird. I understand it's uncomfortable. I understand your ego gets hit, and
that's the biggest part of that's the whole deal right there.
But as a man, and you have a family, sometimes you just gotta eat shit to make sure your family's okay. That's it. It is what it is. Now you look even more fucking weird lying about it. That's weird.
Everything about this is so goddamn awkward about it. Everything is just weird about it. Look, again, I'm not gonna sit here and tear this man apart. He's going through some shit on his personal life. I have no place to talk about that. What I can talk about is this ideology, and I'm not gonna build to this. I'm going right for the neck, right for it. Okay, WWE is not a forever job. It's not. There's a thought process that if your goal is to make it to the WWE, and now there's many avenues you could travel to be successful in the wrestling business, but
which is phenomenal, by the way.
yeah, it's phenomenal stuff.
Phenomenal.
If the goal, let's say, for the individual is to get to WWE and you achieve said goal, you're signed. He signed with WWE in 2018. He was with WWE all the way up until recently in 2025. It's a 7-year run. Okay. He got 7 years out of the WWE. That's still not a forever job. You can be let go. We do this every year.
You can and
right
you
after
will.
well, you will. That's the thing
will.
about it. You will be released at some point.
There's
Everyone
only a
does.
finite number, and I'm probably wrong here, but probably you can count them on 2 hands that left on their own, like wrote it to the wheels fall off and then decided to be done with it rather than it being done with them.
Right. And there's probably an even smaller list of people that I would refer to as bulletproof, who I don't foresee any situation where they're going to get released.
I can only think of one.
I could probably give you about 3 or 4.
You have better knowledge than I do, but what I'm saying is I can only think of one.
And is it the one that we acknowledge? Is he the one guy you think is bulletproof, can't be released no matter what? You can't let that guy go?
2.
Okay, who's the other one?
Well, Taker was my main one.
Well, I'm talking about on the current roster.
Current roster. Okay,
all time.
I was thinking of all time. That's
because even if you go,
if you say current roster, that's one hand for sure. Probably a couple fingers, if that.
Fingers, if that. Right? Yeah. And even there's only really one, and that's just on the WWE side. That WWE would not want to let go of. Everybody else in WWE's mind is 100% expendable. Every wrestling company in the world, aside from the WWE, is usually very pro wrestler. They want to hire as many as they can, get as many of them work as they can, keep them as employed as they can. WWE does not do that. They're the one company that makes it a habit that at the end of every WrestleMania, they fire a bunch of people. We all sit here and wait for the fucking releases to hit the fan so that we can come on the show and talk about it. They make a habit of it. This is the only company that has its own catchphrase to firing you. We wish you well on your future endeavors. That's the company you work for. And that's the money you're banking on to support your family through a mortgage and through whatever else bills you got going on. That is tough. That is
well. Before we go on and the record, and let me separate myself because maybe you are. I don't think you are, but I don't want to villainize WWE for that.
No,
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to have a space where you need to earn your nickel. You're not just going to be fucking here because at one point you were useful and now you're just taking up space. There's way too much talent to rotate. For you to 100%. Just be here. Okay, I just wanted to make that clear so that
absolutely not. I started this by saying it's not a forever job. Yeah. They're very open about that. That's what I'm saying right now with the catchphrase and everything like that. They cannot make it more obvious to people that your position here is not in concrete. Not in concrete. They have released WWE champions. They've released WWE champions. The guy that they put on top of the card with the belt eventually would get released. That's all you need to know. You gotta have the financial security. You gotta have the forethought. Now, I'm not trying to villainize WWE. I'm also not trying to villainize Ridge Holland, or as he is noted here, he has a great last name, Luke Menzies. I'm not trying. Menzies is hilarious, but I'm not trying to fucking villainize him either. Okay, now people in the wrestling community are split both ways. There are people who are villainizing WWE. Well, how could you release a guy while he was injured? Which we'll get to in a second. And then it's the other way, where it's like, where did your money go? You've been with WWE for 7 years. And
That's where I stand on a lot of these topics with people who got money telling me you broke now. My brain goes straight to that.
For the record, he wasn't a high level. He wasn't making, I don't think he was making 6 figures. I think he was making 5. I think he was making somewhere in the 75 to 80,000 a year range. But there are people out here who
it's above average.
It's above average who and pay mortgage.
It's above average to live your dream.
Yeah, exactly. So just for clarity's sake, I'm going to put it on the show here so that everyone can see it. I'll have it here, and I'll remove the banner so we can see the whole thing here, where it says this is the tweet that he released. I never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage, which went off the top. Really?
He didn't set the tone. He did not set the tone.
I feel like it says, I feel like I've just been hung out to dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Yes, they are taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrifice for the company. Plus, the possibility of having to get my neck fused to talk about getting totally fucked. So
he didn't. I fucking hate this tweet so much.
So I just want to make sure underneath. Okay, there you go.
You're good.
So that's the entire tweet. Just so people don't think we're taking things out of context, that's the tweet. So when WWE says that's disparaging remarks against us,
100%,
we would like to invoke our right to terminate the contract because that's a clause. So when people go online and go, "I wasn't disparaging, he's just making a statement of fact." No, he literally ended with totally getting fucked.
That's not even the worst of it for me.
What's the worst part?
I just hate the victim mentality in that whole fucking thing. I got the idea of framing the fact that you were working with another company on behalf of the WWE.
Now they sent him to TNA.
It doesn't matter. I've worked for a company that has sent me to another store to work. You're still working for the company. It's not like you're.
Yeah, TNA is not paying your salary. The WWE is still paying your salary. You're under contract.
And then he's like, oh well, I mean, they're covering the surgery and stuff,
and the physical therapy,
But I mean, that's the bare minimum, bro. Let me tell you something. I don't know if this is my old age thing, but when people use the phrase "the bare minimum," it drives me up the fucking wall. People, listen to me good. No one, especially the WWE, who, by the way, you guys are independent contractors, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
All right. You are not
even WWE superstars.
You are not entitled to shit. So bare minimum, there is no such thing. They can do whatever they want. So to me, when you work for a company that can do whatever they want and they give you something, so I'm gonna. That's them saying, okay, something happened with us. This is us saying, thank you for whatever you did. We know that you're hurt here. We're going to pay for that. But moving forward,
when he was hurt, he was under contract, so they're covering their bases.
Right? Yes. They're helping him out, right? I don't understand the bare minimum thing pisses me off. So that whole tweet is just nothing but victim. And then they started out with, "Oh, I never thought I would not be able to pay my mortgage." What fucking world do you live in? That's what drives
Pay
everyone
your
to
fucking
get up.
mortgage.
That's
Find a
what.
way to pay your fucking mortgage.
But
What are you
that's what.
talking about?
What do you mean you never thought you would? That's the main thought that drives every fucking human being in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh
Is
my
that they
god, am I not
won't.
going to pay my rent?
The number one highlighted thing on my budget is my rent. Do you understand? Like, it's the thing above all things. What do you
Yeah.
mean? Of course, like, you need to prepare for that. And when you're in a position to be able to, make money doing something, especially that you love, being able to work with that money so that, especially like you said, you could be hurt at any moment. You don't know what's going to happen. Positioning yourself to be able to make sure that you're okay, and the off chance you may need some time off,
Yeah.
is something that's your responsibility. It's not someone other company's responsibility to make sure that you're covered, but you don't have to do anything smart with your money at all. We'll take care of it if anything happens.
Yeah.
This tweet set me off when I saw. I fucking hate this.
Well, I've heard in the past, outside of the Ridge Holland situation, I've heard in the past where it's like they get to the WWE, they've been there a few years, and then they get released, and then it's usually fans that'll come online and they'll say, "Well, what is he supposed to do now for work?" Literally anything.
I don't know.
Literally anything. Go find a job. Well, no other wrestlers, no other companies are gonna match the salary. That's fine. You want a smaller salary or you want no salary? Which one do you prefer? And if no other wrestler, like we talked about Andrade not too long ago. I think you and I, not you and I, me and Steph talked about it when Andrade's little legal situation happened. You missed that one. That was hilarious. To be the first wrestler in history to go from WWE to AEW, back to WWE, back to AEW, and now nowhere. That little situation brought up a very similar conversation that we're having now, where it's just like, he worked for WWE. Now he doesn't work for WWE anymore. I said, well, how is he supposed to live now? He works a job, but no other wrestling company will hire him. He's a pro
It
wrestler.
doesn't have to
Not
be
anymore.
wrestling.
He's not. Not anymore.
Go find a job.
Let me. Muhammad Hassan. Does everybody remember Muhammad Hassan? The fucking villain who tried to hang the Undertaker during the London bombing. You remember that guy? He was a professional wrestler. But then that gimmick happened and nobody wanted to touch him. You know what he's doing now? He's a happily married man who happens to be the principal of a school. He found new work. That's just an example of many people. Marco Stunt, who left AEW, just went viral the other day because he put together a little video to promote the fact that he's selling cars. He's a car salesman, and he wants people to come down to the yard and buy a car from a good old friend Marco Stunt. Brilliant marketing. He's using the wrestling fan base to try to sell some cars. He found another fucking avenue to make some money.
It is what it is, and that's why I'm glad you're bringing up these points, because it's driving my point about the bare minimum concept.
They could have fucked. You want to really be fucked? You want to really be fucked? They could go to court and say, you know what? He breached his contract. I don't even want to pay for the surgery, to be honest with you.
They could go all the way if they wanted to.
They could push the issue.
And you broke, so you can't fight it.
Yeah, they could tie it up and be like, you know what? I don't now, because he went on the internet talking shit. I don't really feel like paying for nothing.
So I have a question. Was he completely released before this tweet?
You mean the timing of the release to the actual tweet itself?
Right.
The tweet was a reaction to the release.
Okay.
So according to the information that I looked up, his contract was going to be up right about a couple days from now, about mid-November.
I thought he was about to resign.
No,
and that they weren't going to renew. They were not going to, it was the idea that they weren't going to renew him.
No,
and then he tweeted, and then they released him.
Yeah, because what happened? They only released him maybe like a week or two before the actual end of the contract. They were going to let him go anyway, but then he did disparage. Yeah, the fuel from the tweet really comes from the fact that, as any WWE superstar will tell you, and anybody who's followed the business, when they know when the contract is up. So they usually start talking contract to you long before it comes up, unless it slips through the cracks, which has happened. There's been some exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, if they intend to keep you, they like to get you under contract, preferably
Sure.
before you blow up again and cost them more money. So if they walked up to him at some point and said, "Hey, look, your contract's up November 14th or whatever, just to give you a heads up, we're not planning on re-signing you, so start making your plans now." So let's say you don't go to TNA and get injured. They were releasing you anyway. So what was the plan for your mortgage then? Did you not have a plan yet for your mortgage? And anybody's free to buy a home. Obviously, it's the American dream, the whole shebang, although that's changing pretty rapidly too. You were in NXT, you got called up to SmackDown for like a year or two, and you immediately went back to NXT because you didn't work out. And when you got injured, you were an NXT talent. At what point did you feel enough financial security to go, you know what? Let's go all in. Let's get the house. Like,
Let's
with,
get to. You
let's,
know what, sweetie? Get
you
the
know
house.
what? My career is not looking as great as it once was. I'm not the Brawling Brutes anymore. I'm going back to developmental. But you know what? I dig the house. Let's get it.
We jest, but I stand strong in those ideologies of like.
And they're gonna hit us in the comments. Hold on, they're gonna hit us in the
Oh
comments.
no, we're gonna get killed for this.
We're getting all the bootlicker, all the company guy comments and all that other stuff. I already said at the beginning of this, while yes, I'm not demonizing WWE, I am also not demonizing Ridge Holland, because ever since this whole thing started, he's been making a lot of awkward decisions, but he's never really done anything wrong. He worked his ass off for 7 years. He got hurt in the ring doing what we all do. I don't like the comment about, oh, that's the bare minimum based on what we all sacrifice for this business. Homie, do me a favor. When you're having a dispute with the company over payment and cash, talk about you. Don't bring the business into it. Because I think you're going to find very quickly you're very low on that totem pole. I'm lower than you, but you're pretty low on that totem pole when it comes to in-ring sacrifices. Okay? Also, as some people pointed out, and I don't want to jump on the bandwagon, but as some people have pointed out, let's not forget this was the man who injured Big E and ended his career.
He made mention to it.
He did. He did. And Big E has made mention recently due to the controversy. And he made comments suggesting that, Big E feels like Big E forgave him faster than Ridge forgave himself, which is a good sign. You want contrition when something like that happens. You don't want someone to just be nonchalant about it. I'm glad that there's something there. He doesn't have to live his life being forever whatever the fuck, but at the same time there's always that piece that's there, and he addressed that too. What did he say? He said, if I can go back in time, that's the one thing my biggest regret. That's fine. You're apologetic. It was a complete accident. We understand, but it happened. So let's not go with the whole sacrifices that we make for the industry routine just yet. There's a little red in that ledger for yourself, okay? Guys who go through a whole career without injuring anybody, when they want to do the sacrifice bit, let's hear them out. But when you do injure someone, more importantly, end the career of a former WWE champion, let's pull back a little bit on that. Let's keep it in-house right here. Let's just talk about your situation. It's the bare minimum of what they can do based on what I have sacrificed. Okay, that makes more sense. That I can argue with. That I can roll with you on that one. But when you start rallying, crying, everybody, we're not all fighting.
It's like the guy standing in the ring by himself, like, right, guys, and there's
nobody there. Right, guys. He's like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know
and shout out to all the wrestlers, by the way, who did contribute to the GoFundMe. I just want to point that out too. That was pretty cool to see all the WWE and AEW people, talent showing up and showing out for your boy Ridge. But it is what it is. I really don't care.
Apparently, you showed up for nobody because he didn't do that.
No, I'm shouting out to the people who contributed. Not
I understand, and I'm telling the people who contributed, you contributed to nothing because it wasn't him who did it.
It's going to charity. It's going to charity.
He kept the money, but he didn't do that. Yeah, I appreciate it. I want me
keep it. I don't understand why he wouldn't keep it. He just didn't need to do all that hubbub. He made it weird. Like, you're making it weird. Like, why would you make it weird? You said what you said. People felt sympathetic. They dug into their pocket and gave you, an opportunity. At least what people did was actually, if you think about it, and this is real, right? And this is not a wrestling thing. This is a life thing. When people give you money to help you out in a financial situation, they're not paying your mortgage. They're buying you time.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. They're buying you time. This is just a moment for you to get your feet up underneath you and figure out what's next. So whether you wanted the money or not, it's in your fucking possession. Take it, buy yourself the time, and figure out what's next. Get the fusion. Get the fucking. If I'm going to be honest with you, even if I don't absolutely need it, if his physician suggests it's probably a good idea, if you're not foot the bill for it, fucking get it done. Take the tea, and you can get back in the ring if you want or not, or you could just find another line of goddamn work. Everyone has to do it. Everyone has to do it. Even people who retire from the wrestling business go out and do something else. Tito Santana is teaching a math class right now somewhere in New Jersey. So retirement doesn't mean dead. You have to still live. So go do something. So there's no evil people in this situation. Just a lot of awkward verbiage and upset people who have no fucking connection to any of it. It's just more uproar. But I wanted to bring it up because of the same reason that you got hyped. I got hyped because my first instinct was like, what do you mean you can't pay your mortgage? Your wife and child is just going to sit there and go, well, I guess we're out on the street now. Dad got released. There's nothing more for us to do except sit here and take it. Gosh darn it. Like, no, motherfucker, hustle. Get up and do something.
Yeah.
God damn. All right.
Yeah.
The whole Menzies family is rooting for you there, big guy. Rooting for you. All right.